All right, I'm going to walk through uh, how to create an account and how to quickly fill out your timeline with relevant events, some tips and tricks on ways to speed up the process. So here's the website. I'm running it off localhost, but it's up on the web. I will just run it here just because. So let's go here. I'm going to create an account. If I have an account, I can just log in here. I'm going to type in Crew Jones. Now the email and password, I notice I don't have a forgot password button. That's coming right now. Just you got to remember your password. It's not super secure, but there's also not a lot of private data. This is all publicly accessible data. So the password, I'll do test, and I'll say 08 1974. I don't know. So all we need to remember is the email and password. So it's crew@jones.com. Go here at crew@jones.com. And it was test. Yeah, so I registered. Now I'm going to log in with the account that I just registered. And here we go. So Crew Jones, his timeline, he was born August 8th, 1974. He's 51.16 years old. He's lived 8,686 days. He will die approximately 2054 in August. That's just based on some statistical algorithm. Every decade in the U.S., people live, the people born in there between 70 and 80 right now will live a different length than the people between 10 and 20. So it's just using an algorithm that I found online that I devised. So it's using that in the back end. Crew has 36% of his life remaining. And you can see here in life events, these are default events that are set up for Crew, for the user. There's also these other personal sections, work and education, family, where I've lived. These slightly tinted sections are preset kind of historical sections. U.S. presidents, world events, U.S. events, 9/11, Columbine, things like that are universal. And what this does is shows that time is absolute in that way, right? We all were alive during X or not alive or whatever, but it's all kind of here. Now, if I come into manage sections up here, first of all, if I'm in here and I zoom inside the timeline, I'm just zooming with my trackpad on my laptop. It zooms in and out. If I click and drag, it will go left and right. If I want to scroll down or up, I have to come out of the timeline. Still working on some interaction stuff there, mainly around mobile, but that's why it's like it is now. So, and yeah, desktop is definitely the way to go on this for now, at least at this state. So first of all, let's come into manage sections. So these are set up. So I have my presets. Actually, let me start here. So I go to timeline settings. So I have up here all these different stats, right? Days lived, death, remaining. I can edit those in my timeline settings. I can't edit them, but I can turn them on and off. I can add these other ones. I'll just turn them all on for now. Save changes. And you'll see that I have them all here, right? So Crew has slept roughly 150,000 hours. He's eaten roughly 56,000 meals. That's basically days lived times 3. Again, it's all just statistics and approximation. Crew will approximately, he'll buy approximately 12 more phones in his life. And this is also based off an algorithm I found that says like phones, we're buying phones further and further apart. I think anyway, but this is, yeah, these are all based off kind of just some algorithms. Again, this was based off, I think 7.5 times times days or whatever. I forget what it is, but anyways, that's all editable in here. I'll turn these back off. I can change the name, birth date, all that there if I need to. Okay, so yeah, so let's go in. So Crew, Crew had a rough family. He didn't really have a job, or he missed his tests. So I'm going to delete these. Once I hide them off the timeline, I can delete them. If they're empty, they just delete. If there's an event in them, I cannot just instantly delete. I have to get a confirmation prompt. But in here, I'm going to put BMX, we'll say. So there it is. Now in here, we have these preset sections. I can turn on the best picture each year, Seinfeld seasons, whatever. I'm going to turn off world events. Crew doesn't travel much. Again, these are just there for to denote time as an absolute measurement. Time can be relative or absolute right here. Up here it's relative when he was born, when he dies. Here, these are all absolute, they're historical. So we just have a couple here that we'll leave in. And then we added BMX, we'll add one more. We'll add Crew got into sailing after BMX career. So here we go. We have BMX and we have sailing. So, and again, down here, I can't edit the US president. I can't change Bill Clinton's time, but I can come in here, delete these if I choose to. If you're like, I don't believe that Hurricane Katrina is something relevant to me, you can kind of go in and modify these. These are preset, so you can't really add them back, but that's, like I said, I'm still trying to figure some of this out, but down here we have the best picture for the last 30 years. And if you roll over them, right, you get a little bit of messaging. Eventually we're going to click on this and a little panel pops out where you can kind of expand upon your story. So let's go into here and we'll do add an event for Crew, and we'll say qualified for Hell Track. We'll do that under BMX, and we'll do, it's a point. It's happened on one day. These are kind of preset fast things. We'll just do this. He was 20 something, I don't know. And we add the event. And you can see now there's one event in, okay, here it is. So then I'm going to add another event, and I'll say raced, held track, took first. I'll do that. I'm going to come to here. I can click on this to give me kind of a preset date, but then I'll do, it was 2 months later, 3 months later, whatever. And I'm going to add that, and now there it is. And then I'll do became friends with Bart Taylor, and I'll do again point, and I'll do held track. It was that same day. Oh, it's a bug, but I'll fix that. We'll do the next day just because. Right, and there we go. Now I'm going to add another event, and I'll do sailed the Bahamas with Bart Taylor. I'll add that under sailing, and I'm going to do a range, and I'll do 2001 to 10, 20, 2002. Add event. Okay, there's that one. Now, if it was sometimes, what I've found is, so we're dealing with time scales, right? And if you zoom all the way out, it's hard to even read this one, right? But I'm also looking at basically his entire life. Generally, you're going to be viewing it at this view, which is 3 or 4 years. So what you can do is change this to a point, and it'll just pick the day roughly it started, right? Oh, hold on. Oh, that didn't work. It's a bug. Still Anyway, so that's here. But basically, you can just add them as single day events, and that's going to um, kind of be more. It's easier to read in the timeline because essentially it's just happened on this specific day. Cool. So there's that. Let me go into here and I'll say Bart Taylor got stung by jellyfish, and then I'll add that to sailing, or I'll add that to life events because it was a big deal. It happened on a specific day, and I'll say, geez, there, and I'll happen there. Cool. So now I have a life event. And yeah, so that's that. So another a couple other things here. So I can add a slug it. So here I can go into, if I go into timeline settings. So if I click on public link, right, this now is u/whatever that slug is. Excuse me. I can edit that slug in timeline settings. So here I'm going to do Jones. It's available. I do save. And then now I click on public link, and now it's whatever the URL is /u/Jones. And now this is, the edit buttons are all gone, right? But this is now a public time. This is what you share with someone. This goes in your footer or in the idea would be that this is your about me kind of page that you share with someone before you go meet them for coffee or something like that. Yeah, so that's how you edit that. And then the last thing I want to show is this AI assist. It's pretty handy. So I can come into here. I can come in, let's say, well, I won't even do that right now, but let's just do Crew Jones Wikipedia. Bill Allen, we'll just do that. So you can come into here. Let's just copy some dates. I don't know. Copy. So I can just copy something with dates. I can just evaluate that, and we'll see what it does. Okay, found 9 events, and these are all. It put them under life events. If you get it right. If it does it well, if you give it the right kind of data, it knows if it's sailing or BMX or whatever. Right now, it just defaults to life events. I'm just going to add these. So, and this one I'll do BMX. This one I'll do BMX. Add event, add event, add event, add event. Okay. So what that did, now added all these in here and then added these as well. Oh, looks like these happened before Hill Track, but and then I can come in here and edit these as well. Sometimes there's another bug I'm working on. Let's see if this one. Oh no, this one seems like it works, but generally a refresh seems to fix something. There's a redraw thing with, anyway, whatever. But just if you're seeing bugs, try and refresh it, and if that doesn't work, let me know, please. Oh, here, it's great. This one I'll delete. And then again, I share that out to Jones, and there's everything. So yeah, this is a handy way. This AI assist is handy too. Or you can come in here and say, I won Hill Track. Well, let's see. I joined karate club in 1981. Then went to summer camp in 1982. Then I lived in Florida from 1983 to 1990. Evaluate So you can just kind of type your story in here, life events, and note. See, this one said lived in Florida. There's the dates. It defaults to January 1st if you just give it the year. Um, and yeah, so this is, I'll just add all these. I close that, and there we go. So now I can come in here. I'm going to do add event where I've lived, and I'll say Mexico. Add that to where I've lived, and then I can come here. This has a start and end date. So let's say I moved from Florida to Mexico. I can click on that one. It gives me the last date. And then I'll do 02, 03, whatever that. And then what that does is now keeps these consecutive so that they're, so you don't always have to remember the exact date. I've noticed as soon as the further the events get, the less important the specific day is. I just, I remember this. I joined Karate Club around 1980. When you start comparing events, it matters. But anyway, these are just some shortcuts and efficiencies that hopefully will help you. And again, this custom slug, there's only like 50 of them taken so far, or 100 or something like that. So your name is probably still there. But anyway, that's that. Let me know if you have any questions, any feature requests, anything like that. I'm happy to work on those. I'm still working on, you click on this one, for example, a panel pops out, there's an image, a more, elaborate description, and, really turning this into some sort of a journal type, diary type, autobiography type feature. And yeah, again, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.